Mm. Hey everyone, it's Allison Bachmeyer here. So excited that I get to be here with you today. I've been feeling this really deep call and urge to give you guys some updates around what's been transpiring over this last while. So, as you all know, personally, whenever I discover things, I tend to bring that on in and offer that professionally. Now, a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago now, I had a nervous breakdown and not formal terminology in any sense of the word. And within that, life had collided in numerous ways all at the same time, as it does. It was a stormy period. Relationship was quite stressful. I'd been falling apart for some months, really years. Professionally, there were some behind the scenes things that were spiking in ways that I had never had to deal with previously, and I was in way over my head on. And I had the death of a loved one happen all at the same time. Up to this point, I've been very high functioning. I had really the capacity, it seemed like outwardly, to deal with life in a way that was quite good. And I was also really effective at masking. So nobody else really knew the inner struggles that were happening. In fact, I was so effective at masking, I even hid it from myself. Pretty good at that. And I also didn't seem to have the capacity to navigate what was here. I had a degree in anatomy, had a degree in psychology, and I had a few years of medical school underneath my belt, alongside of the most comprehensive energy medicine system I believe that there is out there, the BodyTalk system. I've been in that for about 20 years or so at that point. And I still these days still practice and teach that. It's not going anywhere. So I still facilitate practitioner trainings within the BodyTalk realm. And my system was calling for a new set of tools to navigate what was here. Having to find something called conscious connected breathwork being offered through Pneuma Somatics and Breathwork by Trevor Daniel Yellick. Not currently operational in that way. He's doing other things. Feel free to check him out. His work is pretty comprehensive and amazing. I have thoroughly enjoyed all of his offerings and continue to take part in that learning, in that realm. In that comprehensive breathwork training, hands down, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Within that, I discovered something called the Hakomi method. The Hakomi method is Dr. Ron Kurtz's work. It's mindful somatic psychotherapy. And it really works with a compassionate presence, a loving presence, in gently exploring based on neuroscience and combined with practices of mindfulness to see literally what's at the heart of the matter, what's at the core of what's going on here, and finding new ways to work within that. Alongside of that, it sparked a love affair, wanting to dive into understanding somatic-based modalities. And I did. I've been eagerly consuming knowledge and information and incorporating it over the past few years. Really, it feels like I've gotten a university degree of sorts within this realm as of late. So from breathwork to Hakomi method, which I ended up doing a 2-year training on, I then worked with, really at the same time as all of that, I worked with incorporating information. I interweaved that in the work that I offer today with folks. And that information comes from somatic experiencing, Dr. Peter Levine's work, internal family systems, Dr. Ron Kurtz's work, sensory motor psychology, Dr. Pat Ogden's work. And I also recently finished my year-long Bodynamics foundation training. I can't actually remember. She might not be a doctor. Elizabeth Marcher's work. She should be if she's not, quite frankly. And within that, I also found some tools within the perinatal realm and working with perinatal trauma and repatterning, reprogramming that for folks, starting with the point of conception to birth is what the perinatal realm encompasses, in case you're curious. So working with any sort of developmental disruptions within that and beginning to repattern and helping the nervous system to find a new way of operating, a new way of coming through, and showing us opportunities and possibilities that we may not have thought existed before. To support that, I use a lot of polyvagal-based tools, which is more of Daniel Siegel and Stephen Porges' work. So all of that gets interwoven is something that I call Somatic Breath Therapy. Those sessions are roughly, on average, 90 minutes or so in length. I don't charge any more for them than I do a standalone BodyTalk session, which is a bit shorter, maybe 30 minutes or so on average. I do incorporate BodyTalk when it seems to be called for within the somatic breath therapy approach, or you can, by all means, request a particular approach if you feel like one is working for you or you want to focus more on any of the tools that I mentioned. So I do standalone breath work, I do standalone somatic sessions. For the most part, we'll work with whatever seems to show up for you. So you don't actually have to figure that out or decide which one you want ahead of time, unless you want to. And we'll meet whatever the content is with grace and with deep tenderness and care along the way. Okay. So with that, I've recently raised my rates. It's been years since I have done so. And my one-off sessions are up a little bit, as are the packages. So everything went up, okay? So feel free to check out the new pricing. To help make things useful, I also have a sale that's happening. So this is my time of the year where I, around Valentine's Day, offer my thank you sale. This is my sale of celebration and gratitude to all of those of you that have been along the ride with me for numerous years. I still have people that I work with today that have started with me way back when, my very first year of business. And that's amazing. It's mind-blowing to me. It's such a gift. It's a deep honor to be invited into your lives that way and to get to work with you and serve you in these ways. So thank you. And every year around Valentine's Day, for those of you who are new, I offer a 25% off sale off of all sessions and all packages. Okay. So with the rate raise, you can still get the 25% discount. And if you do a package, it ends up being even cheaper than if you were to buy a one-off session with my previous old rates. Okay. So that's a little bit about what's been going on. If I was to update you on everything, this video could honestly be somewhere in the neighborhood of feels like of at least a whole day. And always happy to dive into more at any point in time. So if you're curious and you want to learn more, feel free to reach out and I can, by all means, go into that territory for you. I also want to give you a little bit of awareness around something that's coming up for me in the next little while. Know that I will be opening up an office in Calgary. I'm still keeping the Saskatoon office, which is my home. The Calgary office will actually also be my home. So I'm going to have two places where I live and work and play. So I'm really stoked for that. That will be effective as of April 1st this year. And that just means that scheduling gets a little bit interesting. If you want to work with me in person, we might need to have a little bit more of a heads up in terms of timing. So I may not be available. I might be for last minute things, but feel free to reach out and we can always talk about what might work best for you and how we can best support you within all of that. Okay. And as many of you know, I have 80 to 90% of my clientele for over a decade now has been online. So I will still be doing that too. And I'm happy to meet you however it best serves you. Okay. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about what I do and the price rates and all of that jazz, I'm going to invite you to check out, as you'll see on the screen here, my website, vibranttransformation.com. The homepage actually looks a little bit different. Let me pop you on over there. So this is the homepage. This has the annual sale information up already. Feel free to check out the rate raise. The savings, the code, Vibrant25. For the rate raise, if you click on sessions, it'll take you to all that I offer there. It'll give you information on the somatic breath therapy here, as well as know that I also sometimes offer them when I have the availability to do that with a second person. So that's what the duo means. And there's some more information about that, as well as the information about BodyTalk sessions. So all of that is there for you. And if you keep scrolling down till you see butterflies, you will also note the new prices that are here for you. Okay. So feel free to check that information out. Any questions, any comments, any queries, I am available. And I'd be thrilled to work with you whenever it works best for you. Okay, my loves. I'm going to sign off for now. And I'm hoping to actually do a little bit more of this. This has actually been really fun for me to create this video, and I hope to do a little bit more of it moving forward. So I know that we're going to be in touch in this way, and I'm happy to be in touch in any way that works for you. Okay. All my love, I'm going to sign off for now and wish you a most beautiful rest of your day and week ahead. Mwah. Bye for now, loves.